welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Saturday, January the 6th, 2024. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, we'll have some highlights from the past year as we look back on 2023 during this special edition of News Leader. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Ringo, here at Barkview Senior Living. They're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Since her elementary school days at East Lincoln, Ashley Scott has dominated at archery, winning multiple state and national titles. Earlier this month, she added another title to her collection by winning the national championship in the young adult bear bow division at the Scholastic 3D Archery National Finals held in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, Scott competed in the young adult bear bow division. During her performance, Scott totaled 253 out of a possible 300 points, hitting 2 X's during her outing. While she had nerves heading into the tournament, Scott said she was able to holster those emotions during her competition. For her winning, Scott received a plaque and 12 scholarship offers from universities around the country, ranging from $1,000 to $2,500. Scott said, quote, "Knowing that I am able to add another national title to my resume makes me want to keep pursuing this dream of mine. It's also a really good confidence booster for my upcoming tournaments that I'm excited to compete in. With this being my first time at this tournament, I felt really out of place, but once I got that first shot off, everything became muscle memory. I wasn't having to overthink what I was doing, and I was focusing more on having fun rather than shooting well. I think I did really well out there, but because I am so hard on myself, there's always a thought that I could have done better. I scored 12 points higher than in practice, which I was happy about," end quote. At her event, Scott competes as a member of the Taylor's archery team, according to her head coach, Josh Harris, who also teaches at West Middle School. Scott's success stories stems from her continuous drive to improve. He also credited Scott's family for giving her an excellent foundation to help her improve. Harris said, "Ashley's success in archery is a product of her hard work, effort, and personal discipline, as well as the support system her parents provide. I'm truly blessed as her coach to get to go tag along for the ride. There is no doubt that her future will be bright," end quote. Following Scott's success in Las Vegas, her high school principal added his congratulations as he was elated for the junior archer. Scott won't have to wait long for the next tournament, as she will compete in the S3DA Eastern Indoor National Tournament early next month. The tournament will occur at the Owensboro Convention Center in Kentucky on March the 2nd through the 5th. When she is not competing in tournament, Scott still spends plenty of time around the sport. She serves as an assistant coach for the College Street Elementary School archery team in Manchester. Scott added, "I'm excited to compete because of how well I've been shooting lately. I think it will go extremely well. The thing that I enjoy the most is seeing the kids' faces when everything clicks. They might be struggling with something, and their face might light up when they realize how to do it correctly. That feeling is wonderful, and it lets me know that I really am helping them. Seeing these kids get excited about this sport that I've been doing since their age makes me wonder if there are students who will follow in my footsteps, end quote. From everyone at Newsleader, congratulations, Ashley. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, right after these messages.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable.
And help is available.
Anytime.
Day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am the face of recovery in Tennessee.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Welcome back. Tullahoma First United Methodist Church has announced it has voted to disaffiliate from the United Methodist Denominational Organization. They issued this statement, quote, "In June 2022, leadership of the Tullahoma First United Methodist Church agreed that a vote was needed on whether to remain in the United Methodist Denominational Organization or disaffiliate. That vote took place on January 19, 2023, and members voted to disaffiliate from the United Methodist Denominational Organization. A two-thirds majority was required to disaffiliate, and 71.7% of those voting voted to disaffiliate. Effective on May 31st, 2023, the disaffiliation process will be complete and Tullahoma First United Methodist Church will become Tullahoma First Methodist Church, independent of the United Methodist or any other Methodist denominational organization. Until that date, Tullahoma First United Methodist Church remains part of the United Methodist Denominational Organization. All signage or public representation of the United Methodist Denominational Organization, specifically the cross and flame logo and the word United, will be removed. Tullahoma First United Methodist Church will again become Tullahoma First Methodist Church. Tullahoma First Methodist Church is Tullahoma's oldest church with a long, rich, and beautiful tradition. Church-led sponsored ministries such as the Henry Center, Dossett Chapel, and the church's relationship with Partners for Healing will continue as usual, end quote. We'll be right back after these messages.
One thing about Parkview, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. At last week's Memorial Day event in Tullahoma, Howard Thompson was the keynote speaker. Here's his presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here this morning. Edward Everett Hale graduated from Harvard at the age of 17. Someone said his mind was like a library filled with fine books. They would probably think mine is like a shoebox full of Post-it notes. But one of those notes is a quotation from Mr. Hale. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do that something that I can do. I feel so very privileged to have this opportunity to do even the smallest thing to honor those who have done so much, have accomplished and given so much to our nation and our way of life. Thank you for Ms. Sebring for letting me have this opportunity, and thank all of you for coming here today. We've gathered in a special place. Some of us are standing on the bricks. They're special bricks, and that's a good thing. They are engraved with the names of some, but unfortunately not all, of our veterans. Over here there's a monument with an eagle on top of it. I think it was put there by Boy Scout, probably for an eagle project. I don't know. It's right there by your hand, lady. On that is engraved a simple phrase: all gave some gave all. Most of our veterans gave at least 2 years of their life, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the prime of their lives, in their late teens or early 20s. That's a big deal. That's a lot to give. And we honor them on Veterans Day, November the 11th, because all gave some. Next Monday is Memorial Day for most of the country. We got an early start on it this year, and that's good. This day is set aside to remember and honor those few, those special few that gave all. They gave everything they had and more. They gave their lives to establish, protect, and defend our nation, our way of life, the principles for which we stand. I would like to tell you the extraordinary story of just one of those. His name was David Robert Ray. Everybody in high school called him Bobby. He was very tall. He would be 6'6" by the time he graduated from McMinnville City High School. But he didn't play on our basketball team or the football team, as one might expect. He played the trombone in the band for 4 years. He was in the forensic club, the drama club. Bobby was smart, popular, active in many other school activities. And he had two close friends. One of them was Tommy Vickers, who would later play an important part in his life. After high school, he received an associate degree from Cumberland University. But early in 1966, Bobby Ray and Tommy Vickers decided they wanted a career in medicine. Bobby wanted to become a doctor, and on March the 28th, 1968, he joined the Navy to be a hospital corpsman. After extensive training and service on board a hospital ship, Bobby accomplished the first step on his goal. In May of 1968, Bob, as his friends now called him, requested a tour of duty with the Fleet Marine Force. It took raw courage and patriotism for anyone to volunteer for a job that would almost guarantee him a tour in Vietnam. The date is significant. It was just after the largest battle in Vietnam, the Tet Offensive. A biased national press somehow portrayed a complete military victory for the United States as a defeat. Protesters were in the streets marching up and down, chanting, "Hell no, we won't go," and hey, LBJ, how many kids are you going to kill today? Anti-war dialogue from movie stars like Jane Fonda headlined the nightly news almost every night. In 1968, veterans returning from Vietnam were not even welcome in some of their American Legion or VFW posts. Bobby Ray had to be aware of all of this, but he still volunteered. After more intensive training, a Fleet Marine Force Hospital Corpsman was his title. He arrived in South Vietnam on July the 12th, 1968, and was assigned as senior corpsman to a Marine artillery battery at Fire Sport Base Phu Loc 6 on a hill near Liberty Bridge. Bob soon won the respect of the Marines that he treated, and they now called him Doc Ray. Those he cared for at Phu Loc 6 who needed further treatment would be sent to Da Nang Hospital, 18 miles northeast. As a twist of fate, Tommy Vickers, his old high school classmate, was working there at Da Nang Hospital as an operating room technician. During the early morning hours of March 1969, Doc Ray's position at Phu Loc 6 and the nearby Marine Command Post was attacked by an estimated battalion-sized force. The attack began with a barrage of rocket and mortar fire. As the barrage lifted, enemy troops advanced, supported by a hail of automatic weapons fire. Forces are taught to take cover and concealment. Doc Ray abandoned both. He moved from parapet to parapet, rendering aid. Although wounded himself, he refused aid from the other corpsmen and continued his efforts. While attending to another casualty, he was attacked by 2 enemy soldiers. He killed one and wounded the other. He was rapidly losing strength as a result of his own severe wounds. But despite the intense enemy fire, he continued to move among the wounded, giving life-saving aid. We do not know how many he treated, but he saved the life of 7 young Marines that day. He held off the enemy until he ran out of ammunition, at which time he was shot again. His final act of heroism was to protect the Marine that he was treating with his own body as a grenade landed nearby. He saved the man's life, but Doc Ray did not survive. For conspicuous gallantry at the risk of his life, above and beyond the call of duty, David Robert Ray would receive the Medal of Honor. He was 24 years old. Casualties from the battle at Phu Loc 6 arrived at the hospital at Da Nang, where Tommy Vickers was on duty. Tommy's shift had ended at 2:30, but he was called back at 6:30 because 6 choppers came in with wounded. From the wounded Marines that Bob had patched up, Tommy learned that Bob had been hit. He continued to give aid and was hit again, and nobody knew anything more. In a letter he wrote to his parents, Tommy told them that the first thing he did was go to triage and look for his friend. When he could not find Bob, he started to ask about him, and he finally found a Marine who had fixed up his arm, and he started to cry. He told Tommy, quote, "Gooks were all over them, plus rockets and mortars thick as flies." Tommy wrote, "When this kid told me what happened, I couldn't work. All I could do was just sit and stare." Bobby's mom, dad, and sister would never see their son and brother become Dr. Robert Ray and experience the joys of their birthdays, their children's birthdays, their first day at school, a graduation, family vacations, other special occasions. One of his children will not receive a scholarship today. This is the price that Bobby paid. He gave all. I hear the train a-coming. Bear with me, we'll see if we can beat it. Here is the flag of the United States of America. What do you see when you look at it? Do you feel anything? Does it trigger anything? Does it unlock any memories, any emotions? Does it cause you to think? Does it make you aware of your freedoms? Does it remind you that you're citizens of the United States? Does it make you proud to be here? Does it cause you to remember all gave some and some gave all? Regardless of what we think or what we fail to think, it represents our nation. It's a symbol of our country, our way of life, our freedoms. The United States is the only nation in the history of the world to be voted to be independent of another nation, not because they wanted to be independent, but because they wanted to be free and equal as British subjects. The second sentence of the Declaration of Independence states, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Our nation was the only nation in the world to ever be founded on these truths. It's one of the most important sentences ever written in the English language. But it did not give a single person life, liberty, nor the pursuit of happiness. Our freedom was not declared. It was not free. It was won by the blood, sweat, and tears of men and women from the Minutemen of 1775 to the present day forces deployed around the world, who were willing to die to win it and to preserve it. We have gathered here today to remember and honor those who did, like Bobby Ray. Is it too much to ask that they be remembered, respected, even revered? Some gave all. No one could do more. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
More news is coming up in just a moment.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me at Life Care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
Welcome back. On Tuesday night, the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen voted in former Tullahoma High School Principal Jason Quick as the new Tullahoma City Administrator. Let's watch video of the vote and hear Quick's response.
Anyone wish to change your vote? That passes 6-0. We have defined the offer, we've defined the salary, we've defined the start date. Is there any other business to come before this board tonight?
Do we want to hear from the candidate?
Yeah.
He's kind of long-winded.
Yeah, well.
I do have 10 second and third graders waiting on me on a football field.
Well, maybe we haven't heard if he's accepting our offer yet, so I think that might be something.
I promise you, I will be brief. I just want to say thank you to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. I know this has been a tedious process for y'all, and I know in speaking with each one of you, you have a undying commitment to the city of Tullahoma to make Tullahoma the best it can be. I look forward to fulfilling your confidence in me in working with you and working with our outstanding department heads who I've had a lot of time to meet over the last few weeks, and look forward to working in helping Tullahoma reach its fullest potential. So I just want to say thank you. I will sign that as soon as we're done, and I want to make sure that Alderman Berry gets to his football game. So I just want to say thank you.
Does that mean you'll be at work tomorrow?
I don't have a pen. Did you bring a pen with you?
I have a pen
I
right
think we
here.
can put that on record as the quickest he's ever taken the podium. left the podium.
No other business come before the board, we're adjourned.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop-top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Rolling and growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash junking up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. So this is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.